Level 50. You get to play as a freaking llama. Okay, anyway. Hey everybody. Welcome back to the Cowdino Arcade. We're back with video game therapy already. I'm thinking I might just start uploading these randomly. I know in the past I've whatever, doesn't matter. So I have to come up with a new motto for VGT, because if I want to do this more often, I need to stop making things so personal. So I'm gonna start just talking about stuff, but making sure I don't get into details or emotional details or something, because sometimes people watch these. Anyway, that aside, I have a task on my to-do-list that came up today, and it said, pretty much it said, are you on track with your resolutions? So I looked at my 10 resolutions and I thought, nope, I am most certainly not. And it's April 2nd. So what I did with the task is I postponed it to May. It's just something to keep me, just past me, really wants these things. So go ahead, Mark, make sure you really focus in and hone in on, what can I do? How can I change my current trajectory and stuff? Anyhow, you can't just smash rocks, right? Maybe I just jump and I get, okay. Anyway, so let's quickly just run down the list of resolutions. I want to talk about it a little bit, because it feels worth talking about. I also think that, maybe there are other people out there who also don't feel like they're following on their resolutions much. I'm sorry, I'm so obsessed with this 5 rocks thing. I'm just like, oh man, I usually try to avoid them, so let me, anyway, not important though. So we're gonna run down the resolutions really quick, because it's not like I'm failing every single one, but they're not all where I really want them to be. The first one is to be conversationally fluent in both Japanese and Spanish. And that's probably the one that jars me the most. And it comes back to doing the bare minimum, which I spoke about in a few VGTs ago. The second one is to create, design, and develop a game called Seashell. Now this one I'm definitely behind on, but I think I'm okay with it, which is weird. So I might go into why I'm okay with it. Maybe this will be a long one, I don't know. Excuse me. Number 3 is to reach 10,000 subscribers on my lifestyle channel. I'm at like 5,200-ish right now. Definitely behind on that one, so we'll talk about it. Number 4 is a social one and personal one I'm not gonna go into. Number 5 is to keep at a low weight and to be engaged in physical activity I enjoy. That's actually one I would consider myself to not necessarily be ahead on, but I haven't not been following it, if that makes sense. And then there is create a piece of art, 2D or 3D, that I'm proud of. I literally wasn't even looking at the thing, but you know what? That's fine. I want to change anyway. Number 7, remain employed and buy a job that lets you live your life. This one has kind of changed in a way, and in a bit of a strange way, if you will. So we'll jump into that. Number 8 is to be engaged with a consistent group of friends in person or online. And that's an inclusive or. I think that one's actually great. 9 is another personal one I'm not going to get into, and 10 is have no vices, live as naturally as you can, which is, yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a caffeine problem, but I think that's really my only vice at the moment. So we're going to focus on, I guess, 6 of these, and I'm just going to talk through them. If at any point you're watching or listening and you've been struggling with a resolution, just let me know. I'd be curious to hear. Definitely curious as to what, if you've done anything to change your trajectory, or if this is a good reflection. But anyhow, number 1, and this is the one that I've been thinking a lot about, and it kind of got me. There are a few habits that I've been rocky on and devolving, and I don't like the trajectory they're going, and so I'm trying to flip it back on the right side. One of those is learning Japanese. So this first habit, becoming conversationally fluent in Japanese and Spanish, I'm not sure why I've suddenly lost a super in-depth intrigue in language acquisition. I think I genuinely was interested in finding quote unquote the fastest way for adults, or the most efficient way for adults to learn language, but it just, I don't know, when I graduated, something changed. I really don't know, but For like 3 or 4 months now, I've just been doing WaniKani, which is a website used to learn Japanese kanji, which are the pictographic characters. And the past month or so, I've been stuck on the same level, and my reviews keep getting to 300 and 400, and it's just not a good feeling. Quite frankly, it sucks, especially when I'm not doing Boom Pro and I still can't speak the language. Well, I can put together some like basic sayings and whatnot, but I'm so far behind, and I could be so much further. Does that count? Did I startle a lemur while doing a backflip? I don't understand how that works, but okay. It's confusing. Anyhow, I'm just, yeah. And you know, I was doing my reviews and I opened Boom Pro and I was like, really? I haven't been doing this? And I simply need to just crack, you know, 54 times a day kind of thing. Like that's how WaniKani needs to be done. I shouldn't be trying to sit down for an hour because I'll be doing it and then I'll get impatient with myself and then that'll make me get more wrong and it's just a mess. And I know enough vocab that I should feel comfortable speaking the language. Because one thing I've always been uncomfortable about is speaking and then not knowing a word or something and freezing up, or saying that, you know, the one thing holding back my French is my vocab, and you know, should be doing flashcards for French to keep improving that, but I don't. And because Japanese is already, it's below bare minimum at this point, Spanish hasn't really taken much of a front either, which is not what I want. I have a genuine reason to be learning Spanish, and here I am. You know, I'm only picking up on things because I know how the language works to some beginner extent and how similar it is to French. But again, there's no shot I'd be able to speak it, which is not the goal. And, you know, I'm just realizing I'm on the wrong trajectory for both of these languages, and I don't know how to get back on it, I guess. It's just, you know, I need to make time for these things consistently, and I tried putting a time on my calendar, but it just hasn't, I haven't been forcing myself well enough to do it. You know, really sitting down and saying, Mark, you might not want to do this, but come on, dude, let's do it for a little bit. I most definitely have the time, but it really bums me out how far behind I am on Japanese and Spanish, especially with how many languages I want to learn. It's kind of like, these ones gotta get done, bro. These ones gotta get done. Man, that's a beautiful background. I love this game. Just the appearance. Well, not just the appearance, but anyway, just the appearance. Wow. Number 2 is to create and design and develop. Should I talk about how I'm getting back on? I don't know. I think at the end of the day for Japanese, I need to force myself to use Boom Pro and WaniKani, because that is the bare minimum, is making sure those reviews are at 0 every single day. That's the bare minimum for Japanese, and I can be doing at least that. I need to study grammar, but how am I meant to do that if... Okay, there we go, I got it. I'm not, you know, spending time rewriting the grammar. I'm recognizing a lot of kanji and vocab, but it's the grammar markers that are now throwing me off. So yeah, and at the end of the day, that's that. I haven't lost my interest in it. The second one is create, design, and develop Seashell. Seashell is a game that I've been wanting to make forever, and I planned the whole thing, and then once again, I didn't start. The reason I'm okay with this one, oh, please let me land it. No, I'm so sad. I guess in theory that helps because I'm far in one of the levels, but anyhow, I'm currently working on a web app called Twitless, and it's slow progress, but it's progress. And I want to really ramp up my efforts working on it, not just while I live stream the development, but also throughout the day while I have this quote unquote extra time during my weekday. Because I don't like having all that time. It's frustrating, but I need to put it towards useful things and really get in the groove this week. Really be like, hey, Mark, like, come on, respect your own deadlines. So in this sense, this goal to me is, there's another game I want to make called Typing Slider, just a typing game, and I see it as a stepping stone towards Seashell. It's much less pressuring on myself, and just a way to get into Unreal Engine. And then I can say, okay, I've done Unreal, maybe I don't have to use it for Seashell. I do want to still release a prototype of Seashell by the end of the year. That would be incredible, and with every passing week, it might be my last opportunity to dedicate so much time to it. I'm in such a fortunate position when it comes to that kind of thing, and I'm really not making the most of it. And you know, talking out loud, that kind of makes me realize it. And that sucks. Now, and on a similar line, resolution 3 is to reach 10,000 subscribers. Is effectively double my subscriber count. All my subscribers are coming in through the same few typing videos, and you know, maybe it involves me making more typing videos, honestly. I'm gonna do that. But at the end of the day, I think what I can work on here is making 1 video a week at least. Oh, minimum. Once again, I have the time. In a way, I have too much time to think about these things and choose which one I'm gonna do. So if I can dedicate myself and say, okay, only focus on Japanese in the mornings, only focus on twitless and typesletter in the afternoons, and then only focus on videos on the weekends or something like that. That's actually a really good idea. Hold on, let me write that down. I'm just gonna open up a notepad so I don't have to whatever. Set aside mornings for Japanese, afternoons for dev, weekends for videos. I think I'm gonna do afternoons for videos because I want to prioritize those more. There's, you know, a lot possible with that. Like just in terms of, you know, if I can commit afternoons to video. Anyway. Oh God, I should not land like that. It's just good to reflect like this at the end of the day. To reach 10,000, my idea is, and I had this view for a while, and it happened with one of the typing videos. Make every video as if it's going to be the one that blows up. You know, there's so much luck involved, but there is a little bit of skill and intention. You have to make an engaging video, you have to make good content. YouTube cares about watch time and click through and whatever. And as long as you do that, as long as you put your effort into a video such that it might go viral, that's what you want to focus on. That's what I need to focus on. Like I made a watch review video and I just didn't tag it well. I didn't spend too much time on the thumbnail. Blah, 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 blah. And it's because I didn't really feel too adamant about it. I figured, you know what? I don't really mind if this isn't the one that goes viral. And I think it was a good video, good review video, but I just wasn't fully feeling it, if you will. And so I think, you know, just really putting effort into each video, this parkour video that I really want to make, you know, what if that goes viral? Make it as best as you can, even though the footage looks like 3 months old. Make it as if you're gonna release it 3 months ago. You mother, anyway, I didn't do enough tricks. I just gotta hone in and really center myself, and really get this down. 15 minutes in, hope you're sticking around. And if you are, let me know. Anyway, I like just making these thoughtful videos, and my hope is one day more people engage with them. It'll be a dream come true, really. So, yeah. Honestly, those first 3 have a lot to do with, hey, Mark, sit down and do it. I get it. You don't like fully want to, and there's other stuff in the short term that's really attractive, but come on, bro. This might be your last opportunity for some of these things. Number 4, not gonna revisit. Number 5, certain weight goal and engage in physical activity I enjoy. I think I'm meeting this. I'm not at that weight goal, I don't think. But I'm doing parkour, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm working on getting my morning wake up and exercise habit really back in the groove, doing calisthenics and just strengthening and stuff like that. And this week I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna wake up at 6:30. The goal is to, you know, get dressed and outside right away, do a small run, come back and do indoor shadow boxing or some sort of dare-be workout thing. That's the intention, at the very least. So yeah, I think that's actually going well. Number 6, kind of similar to the first 3, but art. Again, if you go back in the VGT, you'll see me talk about art in the past, but oof. You know, I want to be a good artist, but I don't know if I fully know the process. And again, it comes down to discipline. It's just, I want to check the box that says, you know what? I gave my all into art. And I learned that, okay, it ain't for me. So, you know, just small sketches daily, even if it's just Pokemon Art Academy, just something. And that one really just comes down to discipline. It truly does. And one thing that I think would be a good idea is to just do, oh, I could have sworn I had a shield. Do things that are fun. Even though it's bad, just do things that are fun. You know, fan art or whatever. Try not to get too involved in your own art and too judgmental about your own piece, if you will. Number 7, remain employed and buy a job that lets you live your life. So this is the weird one, because I am employed and the job lets me live my life too much. I have too much time sometimes. And honestly, I'm in the process of looking for more rigorous jobs. The nature of my job just isn't really for me. I'm looking for more of a, you know, one team engineering software thing. And the people I've been working with are great. It's just, it doesn't feel like I'm learning that much. I'm not being challenged too much. And that to me is a big deal. And that's, you know, what I want. I want my career to be software engineering at the moment. And I'm really hoping that I can do well with applications. So, you know, if I have to work somewhere for a year or two, that kind of doesn't really let me live my life, but gets me to a job that I would absolutely love. That's honestly okay for me. And I'm becoming more okay with the idea every day. 8 is to be engaged with a consistent group of friends. And for me right now, that's the parkour people. I spent a lot of time with lunch with a few people today, and it was awesome. You know, it's been a while since I've had kind of a group of friends, and it's gonna be hard to leave that. It's gonna be so hard to leave that when I inevitably have to. You know, maybe I won't leave New York City. I don't know. But if I do, that will be the hardest part. I can make new friends. I can establish a new routine. There's parkour everywhere, but I never had camaraderie with a group of friends in NYU. I had a few like friends here and there, and I had good roommates, but I was never like a part of the group. And this time I really feel like I am. So I think I'm staying in touch with some friends from high school, which is really cool. You know, they've been in videos in this channel from middle school even, and it's really fun. So it's been great doing creative projects like with them in a way. Lastly, number 9, I guess, you know, it's personal. I'm not going to go into it. So I guess I'm giving it its fair share of real estate, listening to various parts of myself, we'll put it that way. Yeah. And then 10. Have no vices, live as naturally as you can. I think it's impossible to live without vices. I think everyone's gonna have one just by default. And not necessarily like a physical vice. Like, if I at any point think caffeine is holding me back for some reason, I've gone cold turkey 2 or 3 times before. I think I can do it again. I have confidence in myself. I guess right now it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to condone a caffeine habit. I'm regulating it, and if that, you know, ever stops, then it's a problem. So, yeah. A lot of these really come down to self-discipline and the note that, you know, you gotta be able to sit down and say, hey, you know, the short term says, clean your room, rewatch another episode of How I Met Your Mother, or, you know, play this game for a little bit. Go take a nap. Well, taking a nap is actually, I think I'm good at saying, yeah, I'll do that because I'm genuinely tired. It's more productive for me to do this right now, blah, blah, blah. Oh, work doesn't need to be done right now. It can be done in a little bit. It'll take me 15 minutes. Go to something else. You know, go for that, you know, do takeout instead of cooking or something. It's so easy to make these short-term choices, even though they sacrifice in the long term. And, you know, a break is good every once in a while, like a cheat day if you're dieting, right? Those things aren't bad inherently, but if they stack up, they can be. For my morning habit, you know, I can sleep in 1 day a week, or I cannot go outside 1 day a week. But if I, kind of like today almost, don't go outside And then all of a sudden I do that every 5 days, then every 2 days, then the habit is practically gone, and I don't want to lose it. Sorry, I'm so intent on making that. Whew, okay. And so I need to remember that I want to choose the long term over the short term when it's relevant. And I need a constant reminder to do just that. Which, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I just need to consciously have that moment to tell myself, okay, you're about to, watch an episode of How I Met Your Mother for 20 minutes. How about, and maybe this is a good intermediate step, you do 15 minutes of WaniKani, see how many words you get through, and then do it. Do 5 minutes of Boon Pro, or X number of reviews for Boon Pro. I think I can even make my sessions like 10 at a time, as opposed to all of them that are pending, which is probably the best option for me because I have way too many on there. And really be mindful about it. Don't get upset with myself. Just all these reminders that I need. And I'm kind of there. Like for this, I wrote down the VGT idea because I had it and I thought, okay, I'll literally watch another episode of How I Met Your Mother, and I did that. And then I started playing another one, and about 4 minutes in, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna record my VGT. It's been a very thoughtful day. I can't believe I'm inside right now, but I don't know. Missed a call from my sister. I'll give her a call in a minute. Because we'll wrap this up briefly. I don't even know how many biomes I'm through, so I'm gonna keep talking until I pass out here. But yeah, there's also, I think why I'm so frustrated or upset is kind of for a good reason, in the sense that I know what I'm missing out on. I know that for Japanese, I should be so much further along. I really should be able to walk into a store and order food, maybe have a small conversation. I should be able to do that, and I believe that I could be able to do that. I believe that I could have passed the N5 within 6 months of study. But right now I couldn't. Even now I couldn't, because I never committed myself truly and was able to force myself into the habit. And now that I know I can push myself into these good habits like I have with my morning routine, now I know that now I've taken that step and I suddenly see the rest of the way. If like, you don't really know what you're missing until someone tells you what you're missing. And all of a sudden I've told myself what I'm missing out on. Don't. Okay. And that's a really important thing, I think, because you can get so upset with yourself. Man. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Again, let me know what you thought and think and thought or whatever. But without further ado, I will hopefully see you later this week or next week. So stay awesome, and don't forget to stay awesome. Yeah, good job, Mark. 8 years, still can't do an outro.